Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. My name is Rick and today we will be taking a closer look at ships. So let's fly over here to the red hangar, where we have a red ship and a blue ship. The red ship is designed by Benjamin, who's not with us today because he had other stuff to do, which is perfectly fine. And the blue ship is basically a copy that a friend of mine made when he decided to log on the server. So let's take a closer look at this design. We've got some drills mounted, obviously so we can mine asteroids, which is really simple. You press T to get into the cockpit, you press G, there's tools and weapons, there's the drill, and then if we turn on the power, we can turn on the drills. It's really that simple. So he's got some thrusters all over the side of his ship. He's got some wings on it as well, which is a bit of a contradictory statement. Because, well, some people totally argue against the use of wings, and some people argue for them. Like, for example, the helicopters. Certain helicopters, like the Apache, have small wings on them, basically to mount some more rockets. And, well, it's really controversial because there's no atmosphere in space, obviously. We're running around in a suit, and otherwise we'd be dead. So you don't really need wings for lift. Although they might add planets in later, you're not sure. I mean, they were thinking about adding the welders and the grinders for a long time before they actually did it. Anyway, let's run over here for a moment and let's take a look at a special kind of ship. Which is not really a ship, well, it's a large ship. You've seen it in the previous episode. We use it to carry stuff around the base. We just built it because it looks really cool and it's awesome to make use of the large wheels. There are actually bigger wheels out there. This is the 3x3 one. There's also a 5x5 variant, which is even bigger, as you can see. But that's a bit comically oversized. Anyway, let's show you what I've been up to this week. Let's fly over to a control panel over here. Scroll down. Solar panel farm motor. Let's press reverse to deploy it. And there we go. There's a giant solar panel folding out of the station. So let's just wait until it's completely folded out. Yeah, this thing, it was kind of a pain to build. I mean, I'll show you in a moment after it's fully deployed. It had some technical difficulties, as you might call it. Anyway, let's get into the cockpit seat over here. Press K, reverse D to deploy, and zoom out again. And there you go, there's an additional layer of solar panels which is now deploying. Sadly though, the rotors will not give electricity through them yet, so the solar panels provide power, because you can see that the thruster over there is clearly powered. But I can't do anything with it on the main station just yet. Hopefully they'll get to that in some patch or another. But yeah, this is what took up the majority of my time last week. Building an awesome deployable solar panel farm to get some more solar power. There's a total of 60 solar panels on there, which took quite a lot of time to get all the materials and etc. But yeah, let's take a look at that unplanned accident that it had. So here we are in Space Engineers and I'm building on my base. Building a foldable and extendable solar farm, which has 60 solar panels on it, which is quite a lot. And you can already see the problems arising, because it's slowly starting to jiggle. Now this isn't really much of a problem yet, and I say yet, because of course it's going to get much worse. There we go, the vibrations are already getting bigger, and there we go. What just happened is the force of this thing vibrating has exceeded the braking limits of the rotor which it is connected to, which is over here. And to be honest, I'm not sure whether this belongs on YouTube or not. So, moving on. If we fly over here, this clearly shows the solar panel jiggling like crazy. Basically, this is just like the curvable joints, except much, much worse. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go figure this out now. If you see the solar panel in the video, then it's fixed. If not, this is just a funny blooper. Back to the future. Yeah, so that didn't really go as planned, but you can see it's over there now. I added some thrusters to keep it stable. And that's the trick basically. I had to use my grinder ship over here. I like to call it the Fly because of the little solar panels on top. And it's a little bulky and it's cute. Anyway, I had to rush this over here, deploy the landing gear to it, and then use the thrusters to stop it vibrating so heavily. Which was really annoying. And then I was thinking to myself, how do I cancel out those vibrations? Because every time I reloaded the save, they started happening again. And then I just looked at the ship and there's, oh yeah, thrusters. Oh yeah, it's really simple. Over there is another version of the Fly, which is outfitted with a bunch of welders. So that I can grind ships down with my grinder Fly, and then drop the materials in the welder Fly and start building on the station. Because you may have noticed, we've done a lot of patching up. And yeah, we're getting close to finishing the station. Just need to put in a lot of work still. Anyway, over here is a little door that I built, also during last week, because I'm gonna try and put a roof on this later, of course, and there will be a separate room over here which will hold the large ship landing gears basically. This will latch onto any large ship that I'm building, which I then will launch out of 2 doors in the ceiling over here, and then basically further build outside of the station. But yeah, I've built a small door there so that fighter ships that I build here or other general purpose ships can fly out and get in for repairs. Speaking of small ships, this is another one I built. Didn't really think of a name for it yet, but it's a small ship instead of a large ship. They can also carry grinders and welders, as you can see. There's a special kind of tube. This is the large tube. Let's look over here and you can see a special small ship only part. It's the conveyor frame. Basically, here, this is a 1x1 small ship block compared to a large ship 1x1 block. And then you have the conveyor tubes, which are basically an upscaled version of the small ship 1x1 block, in order to fit the large materials for realism and stuff. But yeah, for now there's a little, well, I wouldn't exactly call it a glitch, but for example I can put a large tube on there, on a small adapter point on that cargo container, and it'll still be able to throw large materials out. I'm not sure if they're gonna fix it, but they might. Anyway, you've seen my large utility ships, you've seen my small utility ship. I've got some pretty cool plans for a large ship that I'm gonna build pretty soon. And I'm hoping that I can show you some progress on that next week. So yeah, I'd like to thank you for watching. My name was Rick. Leave a like if you enjoyed and I will see you next time.